morning, and we're still here with Abril, which I'm very pleased that you are here with us, Abril, because it's very important, your labor and all your concerns about the environmental programs here in Cancun as well. And
Thank you so much.
see, thank you. So tell me, Abril, share with us what happened. I mean, you mentioned earlier that your father was a great influence for you to start developing these subjects, the environmental factors in general. However, what was your motivation? Because I would like to know, so if young people out there are listening to you, are watching you, are looking at you here, then they can actually kind of agree somehow in some consciousness level, so they can actually might develop something similar. Even if it's just for their personal use, it will be a great help. So how did you start?
Of course, you're super right. That's very important because, yeah, definitely my dad was a big influence for me, and also my mom. Both of my parents, I believe, both of your parents are always, when you're a kid, are like your world. And anything they tell you is significantly for your development. Anything they tell you at a very soon age, you develop those ideas. And both of my parents always taught me to not only take care of the environment, but also try to enjoy life as much. And who doesn't like to come to the beach? Who doesn't like to go to a cenote, an underground river? Those things that you embrace and enjoy life are part of the ecosystem, part of the world. And we really need to not just appreciate it, but take care of it, of all the world. And this is definitely a way children can learn to make consciousness about it. And in part of my generation, I think my generation is more aware, or maybe more in touch of their inner kid, I believe, more in their sensitive side. So usually it's easier for us to understand this sensitive part of ourselves. It's easier to empathize with an animal, for example, or a plant.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what I mentioned earlier about how Gardner, the psychologist, and he was mentioning about developing the multiple intelligences? Well, this is an example. Everything that she said, that she just mentioned, then it exactly has to do with that. And I also I brought that out, that the children, well, the kids of the generation, I mean, she's not a kid, of course, but she's a very young lady. And those generations, they were using their time in the middle of love, in the middle of caring from their parents as a source, and then they started to project that into the outside. They didn't have to worry about working, food, or anything like that, because they were provided, which it was great. It was wonderful. And by being provided by love, they also started to think in everything that she was just saying earlier. They start to feel and enjoy life and feel the nature. And when they feel the nature, then they start to realize also that there are some situations over there that are not right. Like they start thinking, what would actually happen if, okay, this is a river, I'm enjoying the river, but I see this other person throwing plastics at it. What's gonna happen? It's like, wait, you know how they feel, and she's probably, tell me if I'm right or wrong, they feel like the same feeling you would be having if someone was kicking your children. What do you think?
Exactly, because they're harming what you love the most. Or if someone goes to how would you like if someone goes to your house and throws their dumpster in the middle of your living room? That's exactly how a lot of Native people feels, for example, right now, and a lot of people like myself or Sylvia who appreciate the environment feel when that happens. A lot of companies, for example, in the world, they try to make an effort to prevent these harms to the environment to do. For example, I work in a hotel who's trying to recycle all the waste. And a lot of companies, hotels also, try to embrace the environment inside the same hotel. So there are companies trying also to correct these things, and that's very appreciable. It adds a value to the product that they have.
Exactly. I was mentioning earlier about a lot of companies are definitely jumping in, taking care of the environmental factor. Many of the hotels or restaurants, they don't give you straws anymore, which is great. and they are trying, and people is actually collaborating. I've seen many people in general, like they don't want straws anymore. We're not asking for, we're trying to reduce the use as well. And that's, I think those are the three factors: reduce, reuse, like the one you are telling us, and recycle. Those are the three factors that we should be very concerned about in general. It doesn't matter where we're from. It's not just Cancun, it's not just Mexico. It's all over the planet, because this is a global situation. We are otherwise, all these climate changes are going to be able to increase the potential of the danger for all of us.
Correct, because as we love Cancun, as we love Riviera Maya, as we love all touristic destinations in the world, they're also very delicate ecosystems, and we need all efforts, citizens, tourism to choose the eco-friendly companies, for example. That's amazing. And also companies to start changing their ways to more sustainable ways, because it's super possible. It's possible. We have the technology, everything's there. It is an investment, but it also adds value. So we have the ways to regain that investment as well.
Well, I would love if all of you back home create a chain of communication, a chain of all these messages that we are sending into you. Just pass it on to your friends. It doesn't matter where they are from. Pass it on in general. Create some kind of a wave of like a complex way for all of us to collaborate and actually save our planet, and follow some little bits of advisement to be able to create something bigger than just don't use plastic, don't do this, or don't do that. So we need to change our way of thinking. And for the parents that are not used to recycle, reuse, or reduce, they are not getting into there. So start doing it. You're going to be able to help your children to begin with, our planet, the children of your children, which they're coming into the future as well. And of course, we could do a lot to prevent right now. Remember all those factors that I was just providing with earlier? So we don't get to that point. Life is going to go on and on, but what's going to be the price? What's going to be the price? It depends on us and our consciousness, or how we actually could bring a better life for everybody. And better life is not just human beings, it's not only us. Better life for the plants, better life for the animals, better life for all our surroundings. And that's what we're talking about.
Exactly. And just like you were saying, these little things, these little projects, for example, like mine, it's just me doing something. But if we all did something small like this, I mean, reality will be outstanding. We can all do something.
Exactly. Well, it's very impressive, your job, Abril, that everything you've been doing in just a little time. How much time do you invest in one of those presents to transform one thing to the other one?
Each activity, when I was working at the Cava Fest with the kids, they took about half an hour to do it, 45 minutes.
See? Half an hour off the phone. Well, we appreciate you came to visit us, Abril, and share with us such a wonderful topic. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and see you very soon in our next lifestyle section.